Here we are. Jump in, guys. Let's turn the audio off. Bear with us, this is actually our first live event on YouTube, so can you squeeze up? Am I on the edge of the screen?
Yeah.
Hopefully there's room for Leah to get in. Just about. Leah, sit down. Here she is on the internet. Okay. So guys, this is Grant.
Hello, nice to meet you all.
Yes, he's basically the guy that won the Kombi, and we thought today that we would sit down and just have a little chat about like what's going on with the Kombi Handover and see what Grant's up to, what his plans are for the future. This is a huge time for us in Kombi life. It's been a crazy journey and we are now at the end of it. We are currently filming the last episode of the Astor Alaska series, which will be at the end of season 5, which is the giveaway, the handover. Grant is here now, and it's been a long kind of process for us to get here, and we're going to dive into a little bit about that today and talk to everything. I'm trying to open a window so you guys can chat to me. Don't actually know how to do that, so I'm going to see if we can do that. Alex is here. All right, so we are working. Did this already play or not? Well, no. Let me just type something. Leo, you want to talk to these guys?
Is anyone here yet?
I don't know, but it's live and it's going to go out
Does
like
it
this
have sound?
anyway. So yeah, so
You have to mime everything.
Oh right, so I sign language. They can't speak to us. They can.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
they can talk to us through this chat window,
All right, so we can read what they say.
which is here.
Oh,
And
it's weird. We're watching ourselves slightly behind in time.
yes,
They're going back to the future.
Looking in the past, yeah.
super freaky.
It's not the 1950s though.
Anyway, here we are. So, Alex, thanks, mate. Now we know that you guys are actually there. There's a little bit of a delay, but like I said, this is our first kind of live thing, so bear with us. This is just going out to the Patreons, you awesome people who have made this series possible as a little exclusive bonus, because like I was saying, we are actually in the process of filming this handover, which is taking like a couple of weeks. So Leah, tell them how we're doing it.
How we're doing the handover?
Like the whole what's going on right now.
Okay, so at the moment, we're on a road trip with Grant and showing him the ropes.
I'm learning.
You're learning how to. He's been doing really, really well actually. He's kind of talked to Copito really well.
Total natural.
Yeah, it's like he's been here forever.
It's making us look bad.
Forever, and like
Apart from those cat size things, I'm so addicted to driving on the cat size.
Yeah, you just want to feel where the edge of the road is, right? It's just like I just want to know that it's there every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, hi Alex. Nice to hear from you.
Let go and yoga. Oh, do you know what? I need to let go in yoga. I've been sat in the passenger seat because I've always been the one that's driving, and I'm cramped in this seat. I don't know how you've done it, Leah. All of these miles. We've driven since we picked up Grant in LA,
Venice Beach.
Venice Beach. We are now in Crescent City.
Crescent
We're
City,
in Northern
yeah.
California.
We're in Northern California.
Long way away.
There are no huge redwoods in sight. There have been all day, but we wanted to get to that we could connect with you guys and just kind of like. Should be streaming.
No data.
I'll text somebody in England and see if it
So
works.
it's good now.
Who knows, man?
Just go.
So this is the last time I'm going to do it. I'll keep them any longer. It's
I
not
was
fair.
trying to say you're watching it back, so
Yeah, they.
starting from the beginning.
No.
If this doesn't work, we'll just go straight live from YouTube,
Okay. That might.
like we did last time at Brett's house.
That wasn't very good though, was it?
No, it was fine. It was just the sound.
I really want to change that to 480. Can we do that? Error uploading broadcast status server. Try now. Imagine that worked. Just imagine it worked. Oh no, it's not good.
Tell them that we're going to try and go live.
I have to give him the link though, Leah. That's the problem.
Now it's good. Now it's saying it's good.
Okay, so we think that we may actually be back online because that says it's good. There might be slightly reduced quality, and we're back. It's working. Okay, you're back.
Yay! Oh my goodness, it was a disaster.
I have
So sorry. We
Yeah.
don't know what's happened.
Don't know how to do that. We've been trying to get our head around YouTube Live all flipping day, and finally got it working a couple of hours ago. It did an hour of driving, and maybe too much
Okay,
Starbucks
so
coffee.
Does anyone have any questions? I don't know where we left off.
Something about Northern Cali, which I think was 2 seconds in.
Yeah, give us some questions, guys, if you want to know like what you've heard. You guys know what you've heard better than we do.
Have you guys heard what Grant's plans are? Did we get that far in the conversation before it stopped? Let us know. You can repeat yourself.
They might
What you're
change.
gonna do.
That's a good sign though, if your plans are flexible. I do think that the life that you're about to live is going to be completely different to the kind of routine-based, work schedule thing that you had going on before.
Yeah, this was nothing like what I was doing previously. That was the classic: go to work, read emails for hours, stress about things, go home, stress about it even more. Carry that home, worry about the house, worry about everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to be honest, it's not straightforward, as you guys can see. Maybe on the camera, because the thing is, when you guys edit it, you spend a lot of time doing it, I can see. You don't see quite the involvement that's in what you have to do every day here. The van is awesome, but it's not massive.
No.
There are some people over there which you can't
you have
see.
to be very close, very quickly.
Yeah. And Ben's not tiny.
No,
Leah.
poor Leah.
Yeah.
Leah's like in the
Alaska's
middle of the
even
two
quite
of us
big in here.
sleeping in the back bed. She's like this. I haven't woken up to her spooning Grant yet,
No.
but it's only a matter of time.
I've spooned Copito plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some people over here
So-
literally pulled up next to us, and they're in a converted ambulance.
Oh,
That has
yeah.
got so much room in it. But genuinely, this area that we're sat in is both bedroom and kitchen and dressing room and part bathroom, part mechanics shop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You
The
completely
one-room house.
downside it.
Yeah, and it's you can't stand up because it's not a pop top. I don't know you guys thinking about other plans, but there's no need for it to be that. But it's kind of compact, and you've got to carry a lot of stuff, and then you don't have Wi-Fi a lot of the time. You've got 4G things, but they don't always work because on the road it's America's a massive place and it drops out all the time. You've got power which comes off the solar panel.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that does work really well.
Mm-hmm. That bit works.
But still, you've got to charge that, and then there's constantly other power cables hanging out the front that we're trying to
Yeah.
charge things on. I've got a little solar thing that I brought, which is rubbish. Don't buy those. You've got water, which you carry here, not in a tap. Food, it's all this kind of stuff. It's quite crazy. So
people are saying, so happy for you. Is this Grant's first VW?
Good question. That's a good
Yes.
question.
technically, no.
Yeah, you've got some experience.
Yeah, it's my fourth.
Fourth?
I thought you only had one.
No, well, I had a Beetle. My first car was a 1972 or 3 1600cc Baja conversion Beetle,
Nice.
which was amazing. I had that loud as anything, 1300 engine on a 1600 box. Top speed I think I ever did was 76 miles an hour.
That's
down on a
fast.
big hill. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go that fast on Copito.
Sold it to my sister's boyfriend. He immediately crashed it. So that was the end of
no.
that. And then I've had 2 Golfs. So we don't need to discuss them because
Yeah, that's a different class of Volkswagen.
the
It almost doesn't count.
exactly what I was going to say.
Back
That's
to-
like
back to
calling a
one.
New Mini a Mini. Yeah, so we'll go back to 1. So no, it's my first ever
That's camper van.
camper van. Yeah,
Dude.
I have borrowed one for a weekend, which was totally different shape to this. That was a pop top and had the little pass-through bit here. I will say Copito is a much nicer layout, has
Yeah, I
more
think so.
windows and things like that.
Nicole says, where's Grant from?
I'm from originally Newcastle in England, but I moved down south, so I'm from Reading, which is near London.
Do we sound similar? I guess, like,
No, he's got more of a stronger accent.
Yeah.
You've got more sometimes an Australian accent mixed in with American with I don't know what else.
You've got more of a bouncy accent, I think.
Mm.
By that
I don't think that a lot of the people will actually be able to tell much of a difference between our accents.
So Stephen Laura asks where we're going with Grant. Grant is coming with us to Vancouver, and then we're going to leave him there, and he's going to go exploring Vancouver Island, I think, and around Vancouver.
Oh, he's going to leave us there.
Or you're going to leave us?
sorry.
Sorry.
It's the wrong way around.
It's going to be so weird.
Yeah, I know. It's like
goodbye.
the Kombi's going, and we're on the outside this time, going like.
I do half expect to like just open that thing at some point and you guys pop out like, hey! It's all a joke. Get out my van.
It's like...
Yeah, it's a joke, yeah.
No.
So I'm going to visit, I think you maybe cut off for a French one.
Because you guys sound very close,
Yeah.
For a French one, you sound...
See, if I had an actual Geordie accent, we would sound nothing alike.
Can you do a Geordie accent just for reference?
No, because that sounds stupid.
It's all right. These
Ahoy
guys.
in the river.
Yeah, you sound stupid.
Yes, I apologise if anybody is from Newcastle and did that accent.
So Alex asked, where is Grant planning to travel to first?
So the guys have suggested a lot of places in Vancouver Island. There's also a surf spot there, which I think is farther north than where the great whites nest. So,
If some of you remember, when we were coming down from Alaska, we went to the Field of Dreams and we tried to do a live call there. That was even less successful, and we ended up recording you a video from those Volkswagen options. Oh, that is still there. Because in this Field of Dreams, there's a bunch of Volkswagens that we are possibly going to choose one of for our next vehicle. So as we're going up there to kind of relocate and start the filming for Kombi Life 2.0, we're kind of killing a few birds in one stone. Like, we're getting up to Vancouver with a toolie box that's on the roof, which is going to be our new house because we're going to live out of that with all of our stuff, and we can get Alaska there. So the whole little like Kombi family is going to be there, minus Grant and the Kombi. And then Grant is going to go exploring through Vancouver Island. So.
yeah, then visit one of my sister's friends, which, by the way, she says, can you say this to prove that it's live, because she doesn't believe you.
Hi, Shona.
Hi, Shona.
We are live.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then my sister's got a friend who lives in Vancouver, so I'm going to go say hi to them, because I know her from when we were kids. And then come across the border and then make my way slowly down Californian coast. Not quite as quick as we've gone up.
No,
Maybe
slower.
Stop off at places.
There's so many good spots, eh?
Yeah, try and get some surfing in, get over my fear
Of the S word.
of the big things with the teeth.
Stephen Laura said, does Copito come with a warranty plan for Grant?
Oh yeah.
Copito's been actually running really well, surprisingly. Like, when we decide to let him go, he's going to be like a gem now, probably.
I expect it to explode 1 mile down the road.
You should have heard the Kombi like 2 weeks before we met Grant. We got a bunch of work done down in California and in Baja, and it was just, the front end sounded so bad. Like, every bump you went over, it felt like the wheels had just fallen off.
Yeah,
So,
we didn't want to give it to you like that.
Thanks
No.
very much. Yeah, no.
So yeah, no, the Kombi's going great at the moment. It's kind of like, what? Why now? Why after like all this time together? Now you're working fine.
Because he wants a new owner. He's ready. Sorry.
New
but-
adventure. But so Ben's been, well, both of you have been teaching me how to look after Copito and his specialisms.
He's a little bit quirky, but most cars are when they're old, right?
Yeah, he uses a bit of oil, so we check the oil quite regularly, and Ben's trying to get me into that mindset. When you stop after a long drive, check the oil, put a bit of oil.
You've been
conditioner.
very good. You've been learning fast. If you missed the first part of this, Grant has been taking to Copito. Like, he's just fit in so well with Copito. He's driving it really well. It's like he's always been here driving it. So
Only
it's a good
nearly smashed it twice.
No, when?
I think you were in the back, you didn't notice, but Ben did, because he was sat on the outside and I nearly hit a massive pothole that probably would have
Oh, I didn't see that.
stopped us.
Apart from that, you've been good.
But then I did do, so am I,
He will be. He's
Well,
learning.
the first thing I did was, Ben was like, we need to top up the oil, keep it about this level. If it goes below this, add this and add a bit of this. I was like, okay, and we stopped off 2 lines and then again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ben was like, it will probably detonate it if we do that. So I had to empty the oil filter outside of a Taco Bell, which was a new thing, using some t-shirts. Oh, the feed's gone bad.
Bad feed. It can't be bad. It just can't.
No.
I'm not paying for this flipping software. Stream. Why are you streaming?
Just leave it. It might just be the see
Well,
if it comes up. Wait a minute, can I just do something?
Yeah, of course. Press magic button.
Do some technical stuff.
Minus T.
Minus T, minus W1. And just check what the time is.
Yeesh.
200 milliseconds is quite a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a big ping.
It's not bad. That's like Hong Kong to here.
Yeah, but we're in California, man. This is where they invented the internet, isn't it?
Somebody's probably torrenting stuff.
Oh, shall I turn off my my download of Game of Thrones season 7? Is that what the problem is?
Not
So
bit
how did
torrenting.
you
Just
refresh it?
kidding.
It's okay. Skipped backward meows. But
Just pauses a bit. I don't even know if we're online right now. Like, so bad. What did I do to fix it last time?
I think just leave it.
Do you think?
Yeah, it will be the bandwidth. It varies quite. This is what I was saying about like 4G and stuff. You have a lot of people on. Some guy over there might just.
But it's our internet. They can't get onto our internet.
No,
It's not how it works.
What?
it's shared by the.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay.
Like if loads of. Like if you go to a festival and everybody starts going, oh, there's a really good band. Everybody's internet goes. Oh, you good?
Okay.
Yay.
Okay, sorry. We're just going to keep talking, and if it like pauses. It's not
Stop downloading Game of Thrones. I'm just joking. It's not even out yet.
So I was going to say the one thing just to say about being in the van, they're saying earlier on, doing something like this, I'm amazed that you guys managed to do this. Because do stuff like YouTube videos and uploading. I mean, if you imagine each of the videos is quite huge, and you guys have got 4G, but it's not limitless. I mean, it says it's an unlimited data plan, but in America it doesn't work like that.
No, ours is 22 gigs.
So if you burn through that in a month, it's quite hard. I mean, that you've got almost professional lighting rigs and stuff. It's so strange to be on this side of it.
What do you mean?
So-
Almost professional.
You had to run the cable around here.
Okay, yeah,
It
true.
does glue to the
It's
roof.
not wireless power yet.
But doing something like this, we are hanging off a 4G dongle essentially to do this live. I was saying let's park up at Starbucks, which is why we have the Starbucks coffees, to steal their Wi-Fi. But even when you do that, you don't get full bandwidth. I mean,
No,
I
we wouldn't be able to do this on
and
Starbucks
it's
Wi-Fi.
unreliable. You just can't get enough bandwidth unless you go to somebody's house. And even you said that last time, it's kind of difficult.
What kind of computer program are you using?
Alex asked what kind of computer program. It's the one that YouTube recommends. It's called Wirecast Play. I might be investing in a different alternative source. I'm hoping that we can do this kind of like chat over the next little while so that we can figure out live, and then we'll be able to take you live wherever we are across the world, which I think will be a pretty cool thing.
Kisses to Alaska. Everyone's giving you kisses.
Oh yeah, Holly's not here, I don't think, but Alaska's been sick recently. She had like a skin infection and she's good now. So if any of you are wondering about that, she's doing good.
And she likes face licking. Hello.
So, other things that have been going on. Did you tell them that he's been helping us look for a new bus?
Oh yeah, we didn't even get into that. So we had a little side adventure. We were looking. Hang on, 5-0's coming. 5-0's coming.
Oh no, it's an actual ambulance.
So we've been looking for a new bus along the way. While we've been heading up north, we thought we'd stop by and see a few buses. And Grant has been coming with us, which has been exciting. Mm-hmm. We've been looking at a high top bus, and we looked at one in Reno.
Yeah, we saw one for sale in Reno.
Yeah.
In the desert.
And we got there by plane.
That was cool. Unbelievable.
Thanks to Thingy.
Thingy. Brett.
Thanks to Brett.
Our hero
Hi,
with
Brett.
a plane. Hi, Brett, if you're listening, which I don't think you are. But yeah, Brett basically said, yeah, we can go flying. So we flew up from the Bay Area across the Sierras down into Reno into the desert, parked up, and then the woman at the like private airport with all the free snacks, and it's like super plush.
Just to say, Annie, they had free popcorn and free post mix, or as Ben now calls it, Postman's Coke.
Postman's Coke, yeah.
Nobody understand that, but
No,
we'll
yeah.
explain that in another video.
Yeah, okay. Yes, we get to this airport and the lady says to us, what are you guys here for? And we said, well, we're here to see a bus. She's like, you come to see a car? They're like, yeah, and it doesn't have an engine. She's just like, you flew here to see a car without an engine.
Yeah.
And it's 40 years old.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated on the whole thing. Yeah, how about a synchro? No.
Love a
Too
synchro,
expensive.
can't afford the repairs, unfortunately. Definitely the most practical vehicle, Volkswagen, for the journey. Not arguing about that, Alex, but We want a bus, a nice round bubbly bus.
Will Grant take Copito back home?
Good question.
Don't know what the future holds, but the Copito isn't just a van that you just take on lightly. I mean, I think there's almost a duty of care. It sounds a bit strange, but it is like...
We didn't make him do rehearsals.
No, it's not. I genuinely, I decided this, and I think I told people before I came over, because everybody asked the same question, like, are you going to bring it back to the UK? I don't know. Depends what we decide to do afterwards. But I think if I'm ever going to stop travelling and adventuring in it, the thing we just talking about this the other night, saying if Copito isn't adventuring, I don't think he would be him anymore. So it has to be continuing on. And no, I would never sell him, because that's unfair on the, he was handed to me, so it's not fair to do, it's not a money making scheme essentially. So I think he'd have to be handed on to the next person, as long as they committed to do the similar thing. Because you see a lot of people on the road. I mean, literally pulled up in a Starbucks, and somebody who's doing a similar van life, but that's ambulance life, is there. So there's a lot of people doing these sorts of things. And then, so I just think handing over to the next person to do the same thing. And the thing was, like you guys have said, Copito's done, 65,000 miles on the clock?
Pretty much 100, to be honest.
Yeah, since you've had him.
Since the last rebuild, 65,000 kilometres. Not bad.
He's still kicking, and it just replaced bits of him, and he'll go forever. So I think that's kind of what needs to happen.
Yeah.
So taking Copito is a responsibility.
Yes.
Yes, you probably know that.
Yes.
It's really, Ben hasn't shut up about what needs to be done in Copito. It's like, this needs to be done, you need to make sure this and this and this
It's
and
not.
this and this.
It's not my fault. Like
No, but it's good, because
every
you
single
know how to
screw
take care of it. Yeah, so
You've done.
it's...
No, but every single screw has to be turned differently. Just a little bit. This one's like 3/4%.
But Grant's been taking notes, and he's been like,
I was going to
learning
say,
a lot.
Ben does normally tell me whilst I'm driving up through the redwoods on the switchback corners, I'm like, I need to write this down somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember it all. P.S. The steering goes from about here to here for a straight line.
Yeah, so feel your way down the road.
It's a responsibility to take Copito. It's also a responsibility to drive him with care. I will say the thing that I like about Copito is he cruises really, really well. You never want to go fast. Often you can't really go fast, especially if you go up the hills to the redwoods. But it just feels better at the sort of speed we've been doing. We've been going, I think, probably further than I would go on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
But you can do 2-3 hours a day, get it done, park up somewhere.
Yeah, you could.
somewhere else.
2-3 hours, you could get about 50 miles in that.
You're going
With
to
all
be
the
travelling
stops
really
and
slow now. Somebody asked how long you're going to be in America for. You've got 6 months.
So I went and applied for an extended visa, so I've got until December the 12th technically before I have to leave the States. And I was checking about, because I don't know how it works, maybe some of you guys, if you're from America, might know what it works if you have to go out of America for the amount of time you were in. So if I'm in here for 6 months, do I have to go out for 6 months and then come back? But essentially,
I think you just have to leave North America.
You're supposed to leave North America.
To leave North America. But I think if you go down to Mexico, and you'll be okay. I don't know.
So Mexico wasn't on my list, but apparently it is now on my list.
We're trying to
and I have
convince
no
him
choice.
to go to Baja California. Or Ben's been trying to not convince, more like threaten him to go. You're going.
You have to go to
You
Mexico.
have to go.
If I don't go to
You're gonna miss
Scorpion
this,
Bay,
you're gonna miss this.
he's going to hunt me down and take the van off me. So I have to expect to see me in Scorpion Bay, somewhere like that.
Stream.
Seems like it's being bad again.
I know.
But we'll just keep
It says bad. I'm just wondering whether we should just keep talking.
Yeah. I think my sister's being quite good at telling us what's going on. Oh, look, there you go.
Look, there's me trying to fix
Strange
it.
Picture of us.
That's
I'm
nice,
always
isn't
sucking my lip. That looks dumb. You're still live, apparently. So
Oh, wow.
Yay.
still.
Shona is Grant's sister who lives in LA, so that's who we're talking to.
Oh, do you want to hear a funny story? Right, get this.
Oh yeah.
So on the way to pick up Grant, we turned the corner to the street that he was on, where his sister lives, and sitting there in the Expedition Happiness bus, which might mean something to some of you. They also did vlogs and travelled in a big bus, from Alaska down to Mexico. Anyway, sitting there in the Expedition Happiness bus was Louis Cole.
It was fun for Louis.
Fun for Louis,
It
another
was really
huge
strange.
British YouTuber.
It's really strange because that morning we were thinking about contacting Louis because he's got a bus of his own. He's got a high top bus, and we were going to contact him to see whether he's just happens to be selling it or wanting to sell it. And then we see him when we go around the corner into Grant Street. It was just a very weird
right
coincidence.
There. It was very weird.
You could see it from where you parked up.
Yeah, how strange.
So we met Louis Cole. That was fun.
Grant, will you pick up hitchhikers?
So we were talking about that today because we've been through Eureka, and Eureka's a special place, and Ben's been trying to teach me to tell the difference between proper hitchhikers and
Vagrants.
is it vagrants or
I think the polite term is vagrant.
okay, people with no fixed agenda and
No fixed gender.
yeah, they haven't got to be anywhere. Well, then I have no fixed
agenda.
agenda,
not gender.
No. Yeah, I think that may take some time before I do. It's a bit nerve-wracking because if I'm on my own in the van appears to be something that's quite attractive to people that are maybe homeless and travelling around. Because there seems to be a lot of people around here who just have somehow got to the northern Californian towns and are just living on the streets here.
Weed.
Well, yeah, but it's just they're literally sat on the streets sleeping in a bush or things like that, and I just think if I get it wrong and I'm on my own, I've watched too many horror films like already. I mean,
It's all about the shoes, man. If they got good shoes,
just as the test, and
you can pick them up. Like, that's the thing.
every time we drive past somebody who's got a backpack or a piece of cardboard, Ben's like, that one, good or bad? Like, yep, you've got the shoes, you know about shoes. So maybe I think we'll have to judge. Maybe if I meet somebody, you know, if I'm having food or something and I get chatting to somebody and I can just sense good things, then we'll do that.
Grant, your girlfriend said Mexico is so on the cards, so you
Right.
have a choice. Yeah.
It's so on the cards. Oh, I'm really happy to hear her say
Yeah.
that. It's awesome, Annie. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, and you're gonna love it.
Maybe we can actually
Convince
meet you
him.
down there and
Yeah,
In our
first,
new bus.
yeah, get it broken in. Just a short trip from Vancouver
Yeah, just a
to
short
Mexico.
trip down to Mexico.
that is a short trip in Copito terms.
It's actually, I have to say, I don't think I've ever driven this far in a continuing.
Just one way. In
Well,
one
just
direction.
like continually getting in any vehicle and driving that far. We've driven from LA to nearly the top of California, which doesn't sound like a lot if you're, well, maybe there's not many English people in here, but that's a really long way. It's like England plus.
You'd run out of land if you did that in the UK.
Yeah, you would. You
just
have to
like-
just go round and round and round. But
Somebody asked,
Yeah.
what will you do for employment? What are you going to do for work? Are you going to work?
no,
he
he's
just
gonna be
quit
a
his
bum.
job.
yeah, no,
So
I
he's going to relax for a little bit, probably.
yeah, I mean that was kind of the point. Was to I've worked for 20 years straight in the IT industry, and it's kind of tough. It was the internet never turns off, as you guys know, because you're all on the
It
internet.
turns off when we're trying to use it.
Oh, sorry, yeah, exactly. Apart from when you try and stream live videos, and it's been almost there was a time when it was 365 days a year. 7 days a week. Annie knows I'll get calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, have to go in, fix things for maybe 24 hours straight. And it takes it out of you. I mean, there's loads of benefits to it, but it's not what I want to do. So I want to take some time off because I've become a manager, and this is one of the things I manage people. I mean, Annie gets annoyed with me for managing her. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to switch off, and I think part of this trip and the whole decision to go travelling was to become more of who I was before that all set up. So I have to. I'm not that person now. I just have to. It's going to take a while. So 6 months might be enough. It might be a year. I don't know.
So you're going to try to get a little bit of your previous self back and maybe discover something new.
Like when I had my Beetle, I think that was me, and I quite like that. I'm going full circle and coming back just with a bigger VW this time. Somebody actually asked, do I have any experience of air-cooled V-dubs? I do, but this is fuel injection. This one's fancy. It does have a Beetle engine, but they're the same as a camper engine.
It is from a Beetle.
Yeah, but I've never seen the fuel injection thing. It's got an ECU. I don't know how that works. Did you get a cable you can plug a computer in, or is it?
With Copito, Grant should invest in good
I bought
shoes.
some shoes just before I came out, so I'm okay.
Good shoes and big guns so you can push him everywhere. Yeah.
Alex said digital nomadic work. That's one thing I am actually going to try and do. I have some friends who want me to do little bits and pieces of like websites or advice.
You've started
on
a blog,
things.
right?
Yeah, I've started a blog.
Is it live for the people to see?
They can. It's it started off as being a travel blog, and apparently what happened is I started writing some fairly more deep stuff than I thought, which is part of, I think, this stuff coming out for me. If anyone wants to read it, it's there. It's on the internet. I launched it the other day from outside Go Westy in California. Sat in a car park after having had a lovely shower.
You'll get used to that.
Yeah. But yeah, I've put some Instagram stuff up as well, just to make sure people can. Mainly because a lot of people, especially my mum and people like that, are.
So what's it called?
It's foreverchasingthesun.com.
Foreverchasingthesun.com.
It's quite deep. I do apologise.
Good.
It's nothing like who I've been before, so it's something new for me. And Annie's helping me out because she studied language, so I type all the words in, and then she makes sure it actually reads like a human could understand it.
What a team! I'm looking forward to meeting her.
So Steve and Laura, so what was Grant's initial reaction when he heard the news that he won Copito?
We actually asked Grant this question when we interviewed him the other day. Interview went down splendidly, didn't it?
Yeah, you're really good at
I think the last episode, we're going to come to that question, but the last episode of the Astro Alaska series is going to be really cool because it's going to cover like 6 months of time, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that whole draw process went down, and the Skypes to now to the actual handover, like the actual kind of goodbye with Copito, because we've still got like a few more days with Copito, but yeah, we'll be filming the rest of the goodbye for the proper episode. Anyway, back to the question.
So how did you feel?
I don't think your brain is prepared to deal with that sort of thing. So when you told me, there's a bit of backstory to it, was that I was rushing around so much to get prepared because these guys lied to me about it.
We lied a little bit.
They told me they needed to redo the Skype chat we'd done previously, which was the precursor to hearing about whether I'd won it because the lighting was crap or something.
So what did we do? We did the Skype call to ask you a few questions. What would you do if you won Copito? That kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and to check that I was fully up for.
Yeah. So you guys,
taking it.
just to remind you guys that we picked out 10 people from the list of the supporters, or you guys, and then we picked out 10 so that we could find someone that was genuinely interested in Copito. 7 of those 10 people said they didn't want it, so that left 3, Grant of which was 1. So when these 3 people contacted us on email and said, "Yep, I'm in," we Skyped with them to say, what will you do with Copito, and are you sure that you are prepared to help with the importation and all of that kind of stuff, and you actually want a Kombi in your life?
I was selling my house, so yes, I would like somewhere to live.
This
would be good.
This is good timing.
But yeah, when they told me, it was like hitting a brick wall in a kind of good way, but my brain just went, no. I think I swore a lot.
Did you?
I just remember saying swear words a lot.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, you're going to have to
Sound
bleep
like
a lot of
that.
that out. And then I just don't know. And then I think I gave my cat a hug.
Yeah, no, it's coming back to me. I think
Yeah.
that sounds
But
about right.
it took the rest of the entire conversation for it to actually sink in. And then it still hasn't quite sunk in, even though I am sat here in Copito and we just travelled so many miles and Alaska's nudging me. I think what I've said to everybody and keep saying is I think it will really dawn in the first night when I'm on my own in here and I wake up and the sun comes in. I'm like, holy crap, I'm actually in a van that you guys handed over to me. It's crazy.
Exciting.
I feel so bad. Like, it's honestly
I know
one
you
thing
do.
I have to say.
You
Everybody
don't
keeps
have
saying
to
this.
feel bad.
I know it's one thing. It's just I feel so bad taking the van off these guys.
No.
But as I keep saying to them, no matter how bad I feel, you haven't got a choice. I'm over here now.
And we keep saying, we feel really bad too, because obviously we have a big attachment with it, but we have wanted to do this for a long time and we couldn't really have picked anyone better to do it, to be the new owner of Copito. So both of us feel super stoked about how this is all working out.
I'm pleased too.
Barring any complete engine meltdowns between here and Canada.
If we make it to Vancouver, then yeah, it'd be good.
Then that's the last hurdle.
Be out on the road.
Who's going out on the road? Alex is getting ready for a road trip. We don't know when we're going to be next on the road, do we? We've got a big uphill struggle ahead of us. You guys will hear about it first, Kombi Life 2.0, as we kind of find that vehicle and we settle on one and we decide to build it up. We've got a lot of challenges ahead of us, as is usual in Kombi Life. It's going to be a little bit of a difficult road, but exciting times for you, exciting times for us. hopefully at some point in the future we're going to be able to meet up somewhere on the road and have like a little episode or video with our new Kombi and you and Copito and hopefully Annie or like, you know,
That's
who
one
else.
thing. Maybe ask these guys. I don't know, because you've been questioning about it. It's just, would you guys like to know what happens to Copito? I mean,
sure
I know
they
you guys
would.
do, but
Yeah.
Of course I would.
do you guys want to know? I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to do YouTube videos because I'm not.
No,
Just
you've
just
got to
little-
commit to it now, Grant.
yeah, a
Weekly
video a week. Nah.
weekly uploads to the YouTube
No.
channel.
But just a little update now, every now and then. would
Yeah, I
be
mean,
nice,
the
think,
guys
would
have,
be.
have asked whether or not that would be possible or whatnot. So, if you guys would like to know about it, then I'm not going to do like an hour-long video and go, this is what I did, because you know all that already. But yeah, I'm happy to sort of like tell you where we've been and what we're doing. And
I think a little update would be cool in the future.
I have some ideas for some mods, but I'm going to wait until they've gone because otherwise I'll get really upset when I.
What are you going to do to
No. They're not leaving me with the comfy mattress, so.
No!
Yeah, we're not. We're not
Mattress.
like comfy mattress is coming with us, man.
Yeah. Well, everyone's saying yes, so an update.
Okay,
would be
I will
nice.
tell you what's gone on and what's going. Because the thing is, I don't really have a plan, and people keep saying, well, you know, what's your plan? I say,
Yeah.
well, I don't really have one. It's leave Vancouver. I've got a couple of bits there I'm going to do, and then get across the border, and then once across there, it will just be figure out how life works on your own in the van, and then make my way slowly down, and see where we get to. But the thing is. I suppose maybe you guys know because you follow these guys, but when you're in the van, so many people just go like, oh hey, and they come and chat to you and stuff like that. Like you get beeped on the motorway, which I've
Pleasantly
Yeah,
beat.
get
not the
used to
motorway,
that.
sorry, the highway. I keep getting that wrong.
Freeway.
Yeah, sometimes it's like get out of my way because you're driving at like 20 miles an hour up a steep hill and they can't get around you, which is a little bit annoying for them. But then sometimes people are just like, hey, like we were driving the other day above San Francisco and saw this guy and he kept staring in the window, and then I had the window down. I just sort of like waved at him. He went, sweet band, man. Thanks. You wouldn't really get that in the UK, but people really like the van and it sort of draws people in. But then you get chatting to them and they always have a backstory, and usually they've had a van at some point.
Yeah.
That guy who had the van that had no floor pan in it, who'd been surfing, he was about like 85 years old.
Yeah, we were like, should we go in? Maybe there's sharks. And he just like, you know, he just come
okay.
out from his morning surf before we even got there. He was 80 years old.
Yeah, he had no floor pan in the front of his van as well, so he's like pedaling it with his feet or something. I don't know. Looked dangerous as anything.
Yeah.
Copito is in fine condition compared to his van,
Yeah.
and yeah. So
Will you make the Copito electric?
everybody keeps
That
saying
would be awesome.
that. I don't know. Can you do that?
You can,
You
but
can.
like the disadvantage of doing it, like Copito's a house as well as a vehicle, so it's a lot heavier than say Jehu's bus. It's electric and has nothing in it.
Does it have loads of batteries as well?
He's taken out all the floor panels and put batteries everywhere and put an electric motor, and they're amazing, and you can get some pretty decent range. And there's even a VW bus that has a huge pop-top solar panel which has batteries in it and it's all fully electric. But if you want to also bring a friend and your house,
Yeah, it might be a bit tough. Probably not. I think,
technology's not there yet.
I'm not that amazing a mechanic. I think I can do enough to keep Copito going if I get major problems. Electric, I have a tendency to electrocute myself, so probably not a great idea.
Joshua Tree recommendation from Cali Prop. We never made it to Joshua Tree, but I reckon you should go. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, my sister has said it's amazing. She
Yeah,
also,
Shona
I
would
think,
know.
suggested. I think she said I should do a shamanic ritual as part of the being you
Yeah, I
thing.
think you should. That'd be cool.
So I'm going to try and do that. Sorry, there was a little rough patch, and I think Lass is going, leave me alone. Stop trying to pull my squidgy bit of hair off.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, if anybody sees the van and any of you guys are here and you see it and you know where I am, or I don't know, you guys say, I'm happy to say hi to everybody. It's kind of
Yeah.
there's a big family thing about
Yeah.
riding around in a van. It's a new lifestyle for me because I'm actually quite shy. This is all quite very scary for me, but I'm trying my best to hold it together.
Doing great,
Um,
mate.
But yeah, it's nice to kind of catch up with people, and I'm trying to be a bit more chatty. Apparently I'm a bit too chatty, especially to weird guys who pull up
Very friendly.
next to us in the morning. But it's working out quite well so
Yeah,
far.
you're doing really well. Really, really well.
Yeah.
Got to go to Joshua Tree.
Yeah, definitely. Joshua Tree on the list. Lots of places to explore. California in itself
Yeah,
is too
that's-
big. Like even for your 6-month visa, you could spend 6 months in Cali and never see all the great parts. I mean, you've seen we need a bath. We stop on the side of the road. There's a beautiful clear river.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Perfect temperature. You just trout swimming up to you that's like that long.
I will say it's
no
been
one
a
there.
week, and I've done stuff that when I tried to imagine, I was like, that'd be cool, that would be cool. We've done stuff that I didn't even imagine. Like, oh yeah, we'll just stop, we'll get in a plane, we'll fly over to Reno, which you think isn't that far. I mean, it's like, it doesn't look that far on a map, and you're like, we're flying over a mountain range, and then a desert, a massive desert, and then some snow-topped mountains, and then some tree-lined forest, and then into another desert, and it's like, oh, that's a tiny little bit of California. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This place is massive.
You got a lot to
I
see.
know. Nice flying over Tahoe though.
Yeah. Well, that was a weird thing because, like, you did a season, didn't you? That's how you first started travelling.
Yeah, not a Tahoe though.
No, but that's the thing. When I was 18, I had booked to go and do a season in Lake Tahoe. So
Oh,
that was
really?
the first time I've ever been to Lake Tahoe. I couldn't go because the road washed out and it stopped me from doing my season. And
No
then
way.
Yeah, so I didn't end up going
So the
travelling.
first time you saw it was from a plane with us.
Yeah, so maybe I might have been you in a former life had I had the road been washed out.
I'm sure you're gonna see lots more of Cali anyway.
Steve and Laura said, "Welcome to the VW bus life." There are
Yeah.
loads of
Thank you.
support groups, which is true. You're just like, you're in a family now.
It was
hope-
like going to Go
Family.
Westy. They were really, really friendly. Everybody's just
Yeah.
super supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go West have been really good. They're really good to travellers too. We just stopped there. We did an interview for some news company in the morning, and they they came to work in the morning. We were just waking up outside the business. We've got a code that you can use the bathroom that they have there just for travellers. They're really cool
A
people.
lovely warm shower and toilet.
Yeah.
So where are we off to get another rig?
Um,
We're trying to find one.
yeah. If you guys notice any high top bay window buses, we would love to hear from you because we're trying to look for one. We don't really want to put out the word that that's what we're looking for right now publicly, but maybe we should. We might need to enlist the help of the public because
There aren't many high tops around.
there aren't. The one we saw in the desert in Reno was super dry. Like I looked underneath it and honestly it was like looking at a Copito on day one. It was super dry. There was no rust and it was a serious candidate. Only no engine. The transmission was in here, not in the car, like where it should be. The steering wheel was just completely dismantled and on the seat. No gear stick. The front seats were completely eaten by mice.
It had mice in it, didn't it?
Yeah, it had mice in it. It was pretty disgusting.
Do
Whatever
it
we're
up,
going to get, it's going to be a big job to get it on the road. So
Yeah, we would really like to keep a bus though in the family. We'd like to remain in the VW family. So look on the Samba. It's a good shout,
yeah,
David.
we've been looking.
It's
on
been
there. Really, yeah, they go really quickly too. If you're not in the area to look at it, it goes in a
The
couple of
thing is,
days.
people will even pay for it online, don't they?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's a bus. Okay, I'll put down £6,000. I know that's worth £6,000. I'll buy that. And
Yeah.
we're kind of like, no, £6,000. We'll pay that because it's going to cost a lot to get this bus, but to pay it without seeing it, it's not like we have 20 buses and we can take a hit on getting a lemon. It needs to be good. We're going to drive it around the world.
That's what Alex is asking. He says, where are you two off to?
Where are we off to?
I'm interviewing you guys now. Where are you off to on your next adventure?
Oh, we were off to when we get a bus.
Once we've got the bus and we've got it fully expedition ready, and I mean better prepared than Copito was when I first left. Copito's great right now, but it's taken almost 5 years of constantly working on different parts to get him up to scratch and road ready. The next place we're going to, we're not going to have that luxury. All of the preparation needs to be done beforehand. So we've already filmed part of season 0 of the next project. And season 0 will be the whole preparation of the bus. Once all of that's done, maybe like on and off a year, then we'll be driving across the States, across Europe, across Asia, all the way to Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes this trip sound really easy.
I know.
it's
God,
super complicated. It's
crazy.
going to take a while for us to get it together, but like Astra Alaska, like it's worth it in the end. Like the product is worth it in the end. We're hoping to film some really cool stuff on the next trip and like create some kind of documentary that's really interesting to watch.
Well, I saw on a map, because I hadn't really seen or figured out quite how far Chile to Alaska is, and then I was in a hotel and they had a big blow-up map of the world, and I saw it is actually from the bottom of the world, pretty much,
Yeah.
to the top of the world. You're now going from the left, if you take Cali as the left. That's pretty much as far as you go. I mean, discounting New Zealand and some of the smaller islands, but I think that, forgiven, that's most of the world's land masses in one go.
Yeah.
North to south, east to west.
I mean, people have done it before, and people overland around the world all the time, but we would like to do it in a bus, and we like to document it. That's the thing that's different. The technology exists for us to now do this kind of thing for the first time. Like the people that did it in the 70s or whatever, they didn't have this technology. So now we can bring all you guys along with us and share what the experience is like. And there will be lots of highs and lows.
Hi, Regan.
Yay!
He says everyone should buy the Kombi cufflinks. They're awesome.
Wink, wink, wink,
They are
wink.
awesome,
Thanks,
Regan.
Regan.
Thanks.
They are awesome.
Have you considered buying a van in Europe and start your next adventure from there?
He said that because that's a really sensible idea.
We have considered that. That's probably a good idea. But they're more
Nicole.
expensive in Europe.
They are a little more expensive in Europe. Europe's a bit wetter, so it might not be in as good a condition. We would kind of like to start driving from the west coast of the States because it continues the journey. There's advantages of it being bought in the UK because then it would be right-hand drive, which means we could drive it on the roads in the correct configuration in Australia, where it will probably end up for quite a while. So yeah, we have considered it. We just can't afford it. That's the thing, really.
Yeah,
I think it'll be cheaper to do it here.
Doing the work and getting a bus on this side of the world is a bit cheaper because we've got a lot of work to do.
Especially if you get it from the desert because it's really dry.
Yeah.
We've been looking. There's some companies in the UK that bought up a bunch of the new Brazilian buses that were like 2013, 2012, like the last off the production line in Brazil, and they've fully camperized them. They've even changed the steering wheel across to the right-hand side, and they are beautiful, but they are like 40 grand, about 40,000 pounds,
40,000 pounds,
$50,000 maybe. So there's two reasons why we can't have that. One, we can't afford it, and two, I don't think I'd really want to be seen like in Afghanistan with a shiny $40,000, $50,000 bus. No. We could just cover it in
paint rust on it.
Paint rust on it.
A rat rod.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our plans.
So yeah, watch this space, and we'll see how it goes. We hope now that we've figured out this live stuff, we'll try to do some more. So sorry that we've been a bit slack. So it's kind of a data and coverage thing. We'll try to make the connection better as well.
How long until you think you'll be off on your next adventure, and is Alaska coming on the next one?
Oh, difficult questions, Regan.
We've been looking. We would love Alaska to come, but there are a few countries that won't allow her unless she goes into quarantine. And we don't really want her to be in quarantine for a long period of time. So we're going to have to try and find a way to get her around those countries or figure something out with Alaska. And
it's not straightforward.
How long? Until we start? I don't know. We've got to see.
I think, like, realistically, guys, it's going to take a while to get the car, the new Kombi, ready, and then we're going to probably do a second fitting of like really making it expedition worthy when we get to the UK. So we'll probably like make it more or less ready, structurally sound, mechanically sound, leave the States, drive across the States, and by that point we'll have a chance to check that everything's working, because we might even be doing some custom modifications with the engine. So watch this space. I'd like a bit of time to like get the teething problems out, because when you modify an engine to fit in a vehicle it doesn't belong in, then there are problems like there was with Copito, and you don't really want to leave like help and supplies. So we will have chance by driving across the States to Europe, we'll have chance to figure out those problems, and then when we get to Europe we will probably do some more structural stuff to the outside to make it look more like a tank, and then we can go across the war zones.
Got a few people wanting to steal Alaska. Annie Nicole's like, we'll take her.
The ambulance even has a reversing noise.
Oh really? So the ambulance? Yeah. Wow, that's
just
so
so
cool.
You know, the ambulance, they have left the dial 911 sign on the bottom. Just
they totally have, haven't they?
That's
Dial
cool.
911. You want to see this, guys? Can you see it? I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I'm going to leave it there for a second. You might just catch a glimpse.
Girls. So cool.
They had so much space. Just to let you know, inside they still had
The bed?
the bed
No
with
way.
all the arms and stuff. That's what they
Bit
sleep on.
creepy.
No way.
So
That is,
but it had all the shelving and all that sort of medical fit out. It was a bit weird.
no way. Seriously, it was like a full-on ambulance in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's a bit
But
creepy.
imagine you could get out the back, lying on the bed, and it would lower you down.
That's a bit
It was weird. Like where you would normally have like a defibrillator and something, they had like a coffee grinder and things like that. They
You
were
know-
really she was English as well.
Really?
Yeah, he was American and she was English.
You know, funny story. I almost bought an ambulance instead of Copito.
Really?
Yeah, in Chile.
It's quite good. You get
There was-
saluted.
There was well, the one that I was looking at was nowhere near as cool as that. It was like an old Japanese car. It was kind of crappy, but it had the bed in it. It had step. And I just loved the lights on the outside. That was so good. I could travel in that. Don't really need windows. And then I just thought about how many people would have died in there.
There's that, and then there's also something which I realised just as they pulled off, which is if they're parked at the lights and somebody has a heart attack or something, we're like, come on, get him in the van. It's like, no, it's actually a house.
No, get out my van.
Like, what? This is a very strange ambulance. Why is there? That'd be weird. Why is there a dog in here?
There was a few questions. How long does your visa last when you're in Mexico? When here or in Mexico? 6 months?
You know what? Mexico doesn't really care when you go to Baja. Like, nobody ever checks, and when you leave, nobody ever checks. So most of the Americans and Canadians that are down there, and it is mostly American and Canadians that are foreigners, are there for as long as they really want to be, and then they just Mexico doesn't say anything.
David said, are you going to think about doing a Subaru engine swap, or do you like the air-cooled engine?
We've totally been thinking about doing a Subaru thing, like in our future
Is
bus.
this us or?
Well, let's go
Right.
both ways, because we
I don't know anything about this Subaru engine conversion.
well, okay, so you can take a Subaru engine, which are quite common over here, and put it in the bus and have like unlimited water power,
Like from an Impreza or
water cooled
something?
power. Yeah,
Really?
not maybe not like a world rally kind of.
Oh right, that's what I was going to say. I was like, what?
A smaller Subaru engine. You can get the conversion plate, but it costs about $9,000 all up to get. You have to buy a second-hand engine, which you can get for like $300, and then all of the mounting plate and everything.
Is it just the block size and the mount is quite close, so it fits and it will fit into that space?
Yeah, it takes
to cut that.
it takes the transmission to the engine. Like
Oh, okay.
it's like a modification. It's pretty simple, but the parts are expensive. But
I'm going to say no.
they're
I'm going to leave it with the V-dub engine. I
We've been
know how
tempted,
that
though.
works, and yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
think-
that's the
Closer.
thing. Like it's
Yeah, I think we're going to
easier.
stick with the air-cooled too, because you can fix it easier.
I will say,
You have to fix it all the time. That's the thing, right? You have to fix the air cooled all the time.
well, just like this is much bigger than my Beetle, but actually for a 1600 engine, which is only 300 bigger than the engine I had in my Beetle, this isn't slow. I mean, there's no,
No,
the
it's-
top end's not there, but that's you don't really want to do like 100 miles an hour in a
No.
No, you
something
don't.
like this. The wheels will come off. So, but there's enough power for everything you need.
Conversion is 2,800, not including engine. David, really?
Whoa,
Wow.
really?
You know, maybe you want to send me a little message about that. Maybe you know the man.
This is
2,500 to 2,800, Alex says.
165 for the plate. That's nice and cheap.
Wow. Okay, maybe we'll revisit this Subaru engine thing. I kind of would like to drive around the world air-cooled. I would also like to not spend 2.5 years of that trip broken down waiting for parts to be delivered from California.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing. These engines are universal and they're all around the world, and because it has a huge following, everybody will be able to get those parts in any country, I imagine.
And there's lots of documentation for this engine. Like, I think for you staying West Coast now, near supplies, having an easy engine to work on is a good thing. I think staying air-cooled in this bus is a good thing. If you were to go and say tackle the journey that we're proposing to go across the world where there are no air-cooled parts, that thing has to be pristine, like working perfectly to make it to the other side. And so I would then be thinking maybe a Subaru might be a little better.
Someone said a Subaru equals hot shower, which is true.
Well, maybe that's
Sold.
maybe that's the one.
Oh, what, you take the radiator water?
You put a heat exchanger
exchanger
between the
in
the radiator.
radiator. Yeah,
That
I
would be
wouldn't want to take the
awesome.
radiator water out. That.
yeah. Believe us, we've got a bunch of photos from. We just filmed a Adventure Experts episode with a couple of guys in a really nice synchro, and they had a hot shower coming off of their engine. So that was
It was
Ford,
nice.
that was a Ford Focus. Ford Focus.
Yeah, there's a Ford Focus. Is a real
Ford,
thing, yeah.
Ford, I wasn't sure if it was the right word. It's a Ford Focus conversion. So
I have plans to make a hot water function with the disused heating vents on the back. I'm going to pump that up, get some piping. By the time you see this, there'll be pipe work all around here, and it won't work, and it'll probably blow up the engine. But we'll try.
You can try it.
it will at least melt ice. I don't think if it will give you a hot shower, but if it works, let me know the recipe because I will put one on our car.
Do the guys know the tip for how to seal the hot air vents if you don't want to use them?
With the baby
food caps. They're so cool.
Don't laugh, it's a real thing.
I know, but it works. It's really good.
Yay for conversion.
Yeah, the Subaru hot shower thing, I like that.
Check out the Live Work Wonder on YouTube. Yeah, we follow them.
We met them actually.
Yeah.
If we'd have known, we met them down in Baja, and they were all like meh, and everything was cool, and we looked at each other's rigs, and it was kind of fun. But it was only a small amount of time. If we'd have known that they were into the whole YouTube thing, we would have made a little video together. But it was kind of like a
quick meeting.
Yeah, they stole Aiden from us, right?
Yeah. Grant, where's the first place you're going to drive the Kombi?
Somewhere not too far in case it all goes wrong, so I can run back and get the guys to help me, but
No, you're on your own.
No,
No,
that's
we're
it,
not
like,
gonna
no.
come help. we
no
won't.
warranty.
You can contact us anytime if you got any questions or
You're
anyway.
never online.
Yeah, we
so
don't have to pick up the phone, do we?
That's what I mean. That's not it. The guys have mentioned there's a surfing place on Vancouver Island.
And what it's called?
Tofino.
Tofino. Yeah, that's exactly what I knew. So I might try and go there, and hopefully that's not a million miles away. It'd be good for me to a little trip on my own. I did. So the guys have been testing me about finding spots to free camp in.
He's good.
I did my first one, and it was amazing. Pure fluke, because it was actually, let's pull off over here, and then as I went past, I saw a little road. Ben and I walked it, and it was like a little lagoon, wasn't it? With a little beachy bit. It was amazing. We saw a strange animal which we don't know what it was, but it came out in the dark and sat just on the brow of a hill. Imagine lighting behind you. This little animal comes out, sits down, and just stares at us. I was quite scared. But yeah, so probably a short distance in Vancouver, and then mosey back to main bit of Vancouver.
Who knows? Where you
Probably,
end up.
actually, that's a lie. I'm going to drive to the nearest pub that sells craft ales to get really drunk because I'll be so happy about it.
Yeah, and you know what the best thing about doing that is? Your house is right outside the bar.
Yeah.
So you can just go in, you can like have a couple of beers and then just go outside and sleep.
Yeah. Plus, you can't start the van if you're drunk. It's not possible.
Yeah, because you've got to hot wire in.
There's
It's just too much
many things
concentration.
to do. Yeah. So you don't do it the keen and go. That's just to say.
Yeah. There's a few little quirky things about this Kombi, but you're taking.
Oh, I've seen the beer can coil cover. I've seen guys who used to do the Red Bull one as well. You have your coil cover. If you cut a beer can, you can just wrap it around.
Why would you do that?
Just 'cause it looks cool. It looks like you got a beer can instead of a coil.
Okay.
You're not convinced, are you?
No, I can see totally what you mean, but our coil's square, not circular.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, and it would have worked on our old coil.
There's a beer called Piston Head as well, which would look quite cool. I'm going to try and do that.
All right, another mod to add to the list.
Yeah.
Right, I don't want to keep everyone all night, so I think we're going to close down the chat. So, truck stop for $10, hot shower. There you go.
$10? That's expensive.
That is expensive.
Wow.
Nicole, I don't know what kind of truck stops you're staying at,
fancy
Is it?
but like the Hilton.
Impossible to drink and drive.
Yeah, Baja I'd definitely like to go to. My first V-dub was a Baja, so I'd like to go and see an actual Baja in action, because the one I had was not capable of going up a sand dune. It would make it about a quarter and then just fall over.
I think we should, if you don't mind, we should kind of feature like pictures of you and Copito on your journey. Like, it would be cool to do some video update, and we'll try to like make that happen without committing too much of your time to it. But definitely, some pictures are easy to do in this day and age, so expect to see.
Well, you guys made this happen.
Expect to see. I'm kind of
yeah,
speaking
no.
on Zoe's behalf.
You will. Like, I'm totally happy to do it. It's just I don't want to sort of. I'm not going to be able to do what you guys do because you guys are like pros at this stuff. But I'm really happy to sort of take little videos and send it to you. You'll probably have to do the editing because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But I'll take videos.
Leah does it all these
So
days.
you do your magic and let the guys see, because it's not just you two made this all happen, but also the guys here made everything possible. So
Yeah,
infinitely thankful for doing this. I will say it's not something that's easy to do. It's not that you just go, yeah, well, I'll just sack this all off and go. There's a lot of emotional stretch and pain to do it, but actually getting out here and doing it's a once in a lifetime experience. So thank you all for letting this happen, and yeah, of course you can see what's happening.
Yes. Thanks for being part of it, mate.
So we'll let you all know an update.
Yeah, updates coming soon.
Update on Grant.
From Grant and from us next time in Canada. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate you guys. Seriously, I know we say that we love you all the time, but every day that we wake up and we can work on this stuff for you just makes us really, really grateful and really happy. So
Look after my bearded one. Aw, sweet. Bye, Annie. Can't wait to meet you.
Yeah, looking forward to meeting you too.
Instagram. I have an Instagram, so the blog is more weird, like thoughts, and a bit more. You guys haven't read it, have you?
No.
No, you should read it. And then it's a bit more. I don't know. It's just me thinking and dumping out. But Instagram, I'm trying to do more like pictures and stuff of where I am. I'll try and do more on the blog. It's just at the minute it's like we're so full on going all the time. I haven't got any time to write anything.
Cool.
But hopefully you should see that. But yeah, if anyone wants to see what I'm up to,
Forever Chasing the Sun.
foreverchasingthesun.com.
And you've got foreverchasingthesun.com, all the links on there. I will also post it on various social things, places.
Yeah.
You know where. You got that.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, guys.
Bye.
Catch you next
Thank you.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.